And guess who is back? Here we are. We are ready for the base division pool B last 3 rounds. So we are also going to discover other 4 teams that will advance to division 4. So Ron, do you remember, did we do some bet about this division?
No, I think we missed that one because oh no, we did. Oh, did we? I don't. I forgot. No, the
Okay.
first we usually take a bet when we have like the first broadcast as well, like the first 3 rounds. But
Mm-hmm.
for Pool B, I had to miss them due to personal circumstances, so we did not have a bet here. I think. But okay, there you go. We have the standings. Lebanon, Bahrain, Burundi, and Qatar in the first 4 spots at the moment. And we have a very nice 7th round because these 4 teams are going to face each other already.
Yes. And we have also the round 7, as you can see right next to the board. And we are going to have some direct match here. Qatar against Bahrain and Burundi against Lebanon. That, as you saw, guys, are the first 4 team in this pool. So I guess we are going to follow by far for sure those 2 matches because might be that we are going to see those 2 teams also in Division 4. So
Well, can I make a suggestion for which team we are, which match we are going to follow
sure.
here? I'm not going to say it with words this time.
I love it. I love it. This is the cup that we were talking a lot this morning.
Yeah.
And so this means that Roland was 2 hours washing all his dishes and making everything ready. And one, the cup is here, but it's nothing in the cup. So you will fake to read sometimes just to.
Oh, there's water in the cup.
Ah, there
Hey.
is water.
I
I
will
sorry, I
not
didn't
trick
see.
the viewers. There is something in the cup. It's water. No, guys, it's not vodka. It's water. Don't worry. But yeah, I've been in Lebanon. I've played the Open Lebanese Championship there, and yeah, it was a good time. It was a very nice country to visit. I was going in Beirut. Very nice town, very nice city, very large as well, actually. So yeah, it was a blast. This was my souvenir. I had some money left, and I bought this set.
Somebody
Okay.
left.
So yeah, there are some remarks, by the way, about the Congo Democratic Republic of the State of Congo flag. Yeah, that's an issue. That there have been issues with the connection, internet connection for that country as well. We hope that they can provide the 6 players that are required for this match. Yeah, we'll see that later. Of course, we'll keep you updated. And
Sure.
yeah,
I guess it's a good moment before the round is starting to to go through all the features of this event. It's a huge event, one of the longest event in the last month, and it's going to last until the end of August. And this is because there are really a lot of teams inside, 163 teams, over 1,500 players. And yeah, this is the FIDE Online Olympiad 2020. Uh, Clearly, the team are not playing all together in one tournament, like is the own OTB tournament, OTB Olympiad, but they are split into 5 divisions according to strength. In every division, as we can see here, this is the scoreboard of the base division. The teams are still split into 3 pools: Pool A, B, and C. And currently, we are at the last 3 round or Pool B. So a nice feature of this event is also that the teams each team has 2 open boards, 2 women's board, 1 junior male board, and 1 junior female board. And yeah, one last important stuff is that each pool plays a single round robin, and the first 4 teams of each pool advance to next division. Actually, this is valid just for base division. For all the next division, just the first 3 teams will advance to the next. So it means it will be harder. but our team of base division are lucky because there is an extra spot for them. So that's Yup.
Yeah, I really, I've stressed this, I think, a few times already, but yeah, I'm in love with the format so far. It's not just the strongest players of the country, it's also like the best women players of the country and also the best youth players of the country. Only one board for under 20 and only one board for under 20 also for the women. So, but yeah, it shows more or less also the potential the country has, for example, with the youth division and with the women's division. So it takes all these groups together and not just the best players themselves. So yeah, I like the format, and yeah, it can be decisive who will be the last board player. For example, if they have a really good under 20 player, then he could or she could wrap up a lot of points for the team. So yeah, like the format.
Yes, and just one last information about the format is for sure the time control, and the time control is 15 minutes plus 5 seconds per move. So teams are not risking to lose on time. But actually, we saw already some flag also in pretty good position. So always is important to take care of the time because it's limited and it can sadly go to 0, 0, 0.
It can sadly be like that. Yeah. Actually, there was there was a tournament that I had to cover. It was the Leon Masters tournament in Spain, and there was the top grandmaster Linie Dominguez, who was actually he was the winner eventually of that event, but he also had a moment where he ran out of time, even though he had increment in per move. So it can happen to anyone to lose on time if you were, for example, a bit distracted by solving the puzzle that the chess game can offer, of course.
Yeah, and also sometimes what can happen is that you might be in trouble, and then suddenly you play some fast move, and you think, oh, I have back some time, and you start to go into the position, and suddenly then you forget. So it's really important to keep every moment the focus at the maximum level, trying to not miss any possibility, any risk involved in the position. That this is positional from the position point of view or from the time point of view.
Yeah, you need to keep an eye on the time and, of course, the position on the board. It's very hard to multitask these things. Sometimes, especially when the position is extremely complicated or when you have very low on time, and then it doesn't matter what kind of position you have, it will always be complicated because you need to move fast. Yeah. So what do we have in store? Well, on the left side of the board, you can see the current, of course, pairings. So we've got Qatar versus Bahrain, one of the top matches, and Burundi versus Lebanon. So yeah, once again, I'm going to be subtle about this.
Yes, exactly.
So,
we know
check that match.
we know which side you are. So I will take the Burundi side. Like this would be a fight.
And the other matches, of course, we also need to mention San Marino versus Democratic Republic of Congo,
yes,
Liberia versus Mali, and Gambia versus Gabon.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask a geography question?
Oh, sure.
So, do you remember where the country of Burundi is?
Yes, Central Africa.
Yes, absolutely correct. Yeah, it's in the heart of Africa, more or less. And it's
And where is Dr. Congo?
Congo is also in the center of Africa.
Yeah, Central West, I think, no?
Yeah, I think so. I have to check exactly. I thought it was a region in the middle of the continent of Africa, at least.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. It's actually next to Burundi, and Burundi is a small country compared to the country of Congo. Yep.
Yes, exactly. And then there is the small San Marino that is inside Italian territory. Well, inside in, I mean, it's just yeah, the territory is inside. I can say like this. I don't know how to say in other ways, but yeah. Here we have Italy, and here is San Marino, basically. So it's inside the Italian territory, but it's not Italian territory, San Marino. So it's confusing.
So, are you actually rooting for San Marino then a little bit?
Well, I was actually, but sadly, I saw that every round they are not providing three boards. They have problem with
Yeah.
finding female boards, and yeah, it makes a bit harder to rooting for if you already every round you cannot even win because three boards you have just to give for feet. But for sure, they speak Italian, so yeah, I was rooting for
You
them. Yeah,
have to be rooting for them then, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, we are waiting for the games, everyone. We will, of course, keep you updated on that, and we will, when the games are starting, we are immediately going to show them to you. Yeah, the board game that you see now, I think, is not related to any.
No, it's one of the previous rounds, I guess. You see, there is a Fiji players that probably
Ah, yeah,
started a game
yeah,
after against this flag should be the
yeah. So
Croatian flag.
forget about that position. It's not. But
Yes.
do take a look at the picture that the Fiji player has below. Yeah, from from the black side, because I believe we checked that that was actually a picture of one of the Fiji islands. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So here in the and Fijian, maybe we can also introduce shortly the last division because well the last pool. Because now it's official. Pakistan won also their last match against Somalia, and we have some official team that already are inside the next division. So congratulations to Myanmar, to Brunei Darussalam, to Pakistan, and to Oman. Guys, it's time to prepare for next division. Win will not be
Yep.
will be harder than the base division. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, the base division is regarded as the weakest of the divisions. So the divisions are made up according to their strengths. So according to rating and according to other things that could discern if you are strong or weak, more or less. And yeah, okay. So, but I do believe that actually, as we saw in Pool A, Myanmar was putting up such a great performance there that I actually really think that they are going to do well in Division 4 as well. We will see that, of course, on Friday when the Division 4 is going to start, and actually also on Saturday and Sunday. So if
yes.
you're if you like the broadcast, if you like the tournament, then also follow us, of course, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes, for the base division. And here there are some cards about all the divisions that we have. Clearly, we are now quite familiar with the teams of the base division. Here they are 30 teams that they are still fighting. The Pool A just finished this morning, and but there is still Pool B and C that will have soon the last three rounds. And the 12 teams that will qualify will join the 36 no 38 teams already seated in division 4 for a total of 50 teams for the
Yep.
division 4.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is going to be a bigger group than we have right now. So there will be 5 pools instead of the 3 that we currently have in the base division. So yeah, there will be a lot more chess fun, a lot more games to cover this weekend. So yeah, definitely come and take a look on this Twitch page.
A lot
And
less rest for the commentator.
yeah, it's gonna be hard for us, but yeah, we'll absolutely deal with it, of course, in the best way that we can. Yeah, division, base division, of course, the lowest division, then division 4. And as the weeks, as we move on to the next division, the teams will get stronger and stronger until we reach the top division, where, of course, the stage 2 teams will be made of. So that's definitely something to look forward to. With the stage 2, the medals will be divided, and we'll see who will be the winners of the 2020 Online Olympiad Championship.
Yes, exactly. So here we showed some cards of all the country that will face in Division 1, 2, 3, 4, and the base division. Like this, you can recognize your country, you know who you're cheering for, and you can be ready for the when they are fighting. So one more time, let me show everybody the schedule of the day. The schedule of the event is not just one day event. So as you can see, is already everything planned. It's basically more or less every week is starting a new division. As you can see, 7th of August, 14th of August, 21st of August, and 28th of August will start with the start of the playoff. So really the second part and the last part, stage 2 of this event.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's a jam-packed month with lots of great chess games ahead of us. We are once again still looking at, of course, what we're talking about is we keep an eye on if the games already have started.
Yes.
When they're going to start, we are immediately going to put some games on the board. I'm very curious to see once again the Lebanon-Burundi match. But of course, we also should not forget about the Qatar-Bahrain match. That match is also very important for the current standing. So actually, one thing we have not talked about, or am I seeing that the games have started?
Yes, the game are here.
All right, there we go. So this is a Qatar versus Bahrain game. Let me take a look. Yeah, this is board 1 of that match. So there we go.
Yes. So, but we want to find, maybe we said that we want to find Lebanon, and here we have. So let's start by your dear Lebanon. Mr. Fadi Aid, an international master, is facing Jeremy Darin from Burundi. And once again, it's very important to remind everyone that this rating of Chess.com is just a rating of Chess.com and doesn't mean that this is the FIDE official rating of these players, because there are a lot of players that just started to play Chess Online, and so they got a provisional rating that is not so accurate. But we have our Grandmaster that is not a Grandmaster, is also a geographical master, but is also a computer master. And so it will find all the rating and
I'm an ELO master.
Yeah.
Or something.
Hilo master.
Right. Yeah, I'll provide everyone with the correct rating. So let me start with this game. So Fadi 8 actually has a rating of 2337, international master, while Jeremy Derain has a rating of 1781. So the first board is the Lebanon player is the clear favorite here, at least based on rating.
Yeah, and actually also the position, if I count correctly, I see one extra pawn for black, and so which means that is a good endgame for black. I guess now the knight has to retreat, and also the c2 pawn might be actually, knight d2 is a great way to go on. Because now c2 is hanging and also f3. So it means I was right. I was looking at the future, and black is 2 pawn up, at least after the move knight take f3.
Yeah, looking good for the Lebanon player. I actually have an interesting fact about the Lebanese team, and that is that they have not lost a game yet on any of the boards. They had 5 draws in total. If I'm counting correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 draws only, and all the other games were won. So they are cruising through this pool at the moment in a hurricane fashion.
That's
like a hurricane.
Yeah, that's impressive, and it's always showing a lot of strength to win all the games and to just give away some draws. So yeah. congratulations with Lebanon. We also have to say that yesterday we didn't have too many direct encounter. I think that Lebanon, Burundi, Bahrain, and Qatar are really going to play against each other in these last 3 rounds. So might be that I guess there are more possibilities to see some loss, but for sure we want to see just some nice games. And yeah, just Roland is not so is quite partial and is cheering for Lebanon.
No, I'm impartial, of course, but it just happens to be that I have a cup from Lebanon. Yeah, Alessia was like, "Come on, show the cup, show the cup. You need to." So I actually this thing was in the sink because it needed to be washed, and I actually did that in the afternoon. So there you go,
But
Alessia,
Alessia,
your dream came true. But
yes, that's too true.
okay. I have actually an interesting question. So,
Yes.
Qatar, Bahrain, Burundi, and Lebanon are the 4 countries that are currently in the top 4 spots. Is there any other country that might be a contestant for the fourth spot?
It's hard because Gabon is really 4 points behind. It means that the only way is to win all 3 games and to hope that Qatar doesn't win one. So I guess really according to the standings, though, yeah, I guess that is Liberia that could have a try, but still, it's not an easy task because
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
points.
Yeah, and indeed, I'm also checking Well, actually, Liberia has already played against Bahrain and against Burundi. They only have to face Lebanon, and for the rest, they have to face Mali and Democratic Republic of the Congo. So that
Liberia,
means
you
that
you
they
said.
have very good potential to win at least 2 matches. And so we should keep an eye on Liberia if they ever have a chance to maybe grab the fourth spot.
Yeah,
We'll see.
that's true. That's true. So we will keep an eye on that. But now we are, I guess, on the second board. Oh, we have just a resignation, white one here, and yeah, we understand that the
Yeah.
position is extremely, extremely bad for black. Is a check here. Black probably has to play g6, but there is a piece falling on e6, and the position is really very, very, very bad for black. So he decided to resign.
So there was also a more than 450 rating point difference here. The Lebanon player had, a lot more rating than his opponent, and he did not let those numbers down. He did win the game against his Burundi opponent. So Elvis lost against Ahmad.
Yes, and here we are in another board. That is, I guess, the women board. Should be the first and the second. Roland will give us a
Of
feedback.
course, Philo Master to the rescue. Let's see. This is indeed board one, so that means board three of the match, and board one of the women.
Yes, and I always use the time that you give me while checking the rating and the board to count pawns. So now I know that black is a pawn up, and so as I don't see particular threat in the position, I would say that black is doing really good. Also because has a great control of the center, those pawns are really doing great. And now he's even taking space on the queen side, which is good. The only question is where will black castle?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think either side would be interesting. I mean, if you're gonna castle long, you pushed all those pawns, so I am guessing that short castle is the more safe option. But on the other hand, if you go long castle, then black maybe has potential on the king side by pushing those pawns, for example, by h5, h4 perhaps, maybe g4, start harassing the bishop on g3. So, but yeah, short castle is definitely not bad either. It should also lead to, oh, actually, maybe black's never going to castle. But actually, grabbing the pawn is quite dangerous, I think. If you take now the pawn on e5, then knight takes d5 is going to be winning a pawn back at least. So I'm not sure that white should go for this. That black should go for bishop takes e5.
Yeah, it seems really like a trap for black. That pawn is maybe better to leave. Is maybe better to leave that pawn there, else is like a protection for the black king. So, and what could be instead a move for black?
Just short castle looks very natural. The f7 pawn is protected. e5 is still a problem.
Yeah.
It should still be better for black. And maybe then, for example, rook a e8 and something like f6 perhaps to try and get the bishop to some squares. Maybe d4 to see where the knight is going to go at some point. Black should be very, very good in any case. I don't really see active possibilities for white either. Maybe after short castle, white could try and do something on the king side, maybe with an h4 move at some point. But the problem is the pawn on e5. It will always be a weakness to take care of.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I think that is very instructive how black has to play here. So first put the king in a secure place and just then try to open the position as black is a pawn up. So wants to try to bring his pieces into active places, and so f6 might be a way, bringing the rook to the center would prepare it. So I guess here black has a really comfortable position. Should just be be sorry, but to take care not to take on e5, but we have this on the board.
Okay. And knight takes d5 on the board. Great counter. So, yeah, a little bit too greedy from the Lebanese player. I don't think she's worse because after e takes, queen takes, short castle, the pawn material should be equal actually. So it should be still okay for black, but of course black had a big advantage before, so this is of course a bit.
Yeah, and I like also the rook, already here. I think h4 might be an idea. So honestly, I think that here white got really a great position out of the starting point.
Yeah, and I want to add to that, the white player from Burundi, Natalie, actually has 100% score at the moment. So she is doing very well for the Burundi team, while the Lebanese player, let me check who that is, Daniela, I think. This is actually her first game for the team of Lebanon. She hasn't played before. Yeah, so this is interesting to see how Daniela will perform.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what about queen d6? There is knight. No.
Knight f6 looks good.
Yeah, knight f6. I was thinking about king e7.
Wait, I have an idea. What about rook takes e5 anyway?
Because if queen take.
No, I was thinking knight f6 anyway.
And now if king e7, probably there is queen.
There is some idea there. Yeah, I'm not exactly
queen
sure.
Queen e7
how.
is this. There is not even.
Yeah,
I thought check. Maybe knight g4.
Yeah, queen d4 then. Check. You could play a move like
knight d4, knight d5.
Knight d5, yeah, and then black has rook h7. I'm not sure exactly how it works.
Maybe
queen
check
e7,
and then
queen e7 and then knight f6. Yeah, this should be something. Yeah.
Yeah, because if king g7, f7 is hanging, so king g, but it's so complex. I mean, it's such a long line that justify everything. So yeah.
Of course, actually, oh no.
I think white can just take here because
that is very, very bad for black.
Yes.
Queen takes d4.
Because the knight will take the queen with check and grabbing a rook, so white will be at least a rook up after king e7. Rook take a8, knight take e8, and rook take back on a8.
Suddenly, white is the one with the material up in this game.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, unfortunate for Daniela from Lebanon, actually. So yeah, one thing I didn't mention is their ratings actually. So you see that the ratings once again, like Leslie already mentioned, The ratings that you see are the Chess.com ratings and not the official ratings. So turns out that Daniela has a rating of 1666, while the Burundi player, Natalie, actually doesn't have a rating yet. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but she is doing extremely well for Burundi. So I'm very sure that she's going to get a pretty high rating after she plays her first over the board tournament.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Let's maybe switch to another board. Actually, this is not a tournament board. But here we have the junior board, and Black, I would say, that is doing magnificent here, as is a
Uh,
rook and a piece up and some pawn even. So yeah,
yeah,
I think
doing
this is a GG
yeah,
already.
doing magnificent is more or less the understatement of the year because Black is of course simply winning here. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Just what was it? A rook and a piece up. Yeah.
Yes,
So
exactly.
let me check
So
what those pairings are.
I'm trying to find the last board, but we don't have. Okay, so let's go back. I mean, here Lebanon, sorry, already won. Here, okay, this game was aborted, and
All right.
here we have still a game, but we're here. Burundi is winning, so and here would be extremely winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have news about the Lebanon-Burundi match. Board 1, Board 2, and Board 4 have already been decided, and those were all won by Lebanon. So it's 3-0 for Lebanon currently.
And do you have the result of the junior board? Because here we saw live that the junior board was also won by Lebanon.
All right,
This
so
should be the
that
fifth.
means that it will be 4-0 for Lebanon, it seems. Yeah, Kevin versus. Okay, let me see. Yeah, that is actually board 5. Indeed, it's the junior board under 20.
Yeah.
So 4-0 for Lebanon currently.
All right. So that's it. And Lebanon is probably going to win this match. So maybe we can have a look at the match between Bahrain and Qatar. Here there is a FIDE master and then, well, an international master from Qatar against a FIDE master for Bahrain. So it might be an interesting match to follow.
Absolutely, I agree. This position looks very, I don't know, I would say balanced, but on the other hand, those two bishops do scare me a little bit. I think that this is very good for white somehow. I'm not exactly sure how to continue, but optically this looks very, very good. What could a possible continuation be? I'm thinking about a move like Queen B6, but I'm not 100% sure if that's good. Yeah, Queen B6, trying to trade off the queens, trade off a defender, or Queen C5, and then try to attack maybe on the queen side.
I guess we have a similar idea. No, always Queen C5, trying to.
Yeah, the difference is the knight on F8. The knight is the only piece now protecting the white rook from coming into D7 after the queens are traded. And yeah, that means that the knight has to remain passive to defend, while white is going to just start putting the king in the center, maybe push a pawn like C4, try to attack on the queen side. This is looking very, very good for white.
Yes. Okay, I guess we have a result here. Black won here, the Qatar. Oh, I guess it seems like to be a small boy, but the opponent seems not to be. So I don't know.
Yeah, this is actually the second board of the. Yeah, so the youngster is performing as the top player from Bahrain.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, well done. There was a big rating difference though. The Bahrain player had a 2000 rating, while his opponent had a 1200 rating. So about 800 rating difference. So
It's quite a lot.
that's quite a lot.
Yes. And here we have the first women board, I guess, a women's CM from Qatar against the Miss Zaina Balafo from Bahrain.
Yeah, indeed, the first women's board 3 of the match.
Oh, but this position seems like black has some extra pieces like a rook and a bishop. So I guess black should not have too many problems. I guess f6 is a solid move. Should not
No.
have too many problems to bring this game home.
No, well, rook f6, then white has rook takes f5 and knight g6, winning the queen. So that doesn't really help for black, but I don't know, a move like queen e6 would be good instead of rook f6, I think. Yeah, but yeah, black is absolutely doing well, like you said. So this should not be a problem for black to take on. There are some tricks maybe to consider. Maybe it's just safer to give the piece back, play king g8, rook f8, and then say, okay, I'm a rook up. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, also this should be safe. Changing
Yeah.
it in one more piece.
One thing to note, they are nearing the time trouble phase, so we should also keep an eye out for the time control. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I just saw that this game is over, and exactly as you said, black won on time. Actually, I don't see a rook for white, so I guess anyway was completely won for black. But still, to lose on time is not perfect.
That was board 2 of the women, so board 4 in the match.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are,
I guess at the junior board.
yeah, I guess so too. Board 5 would that be?
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a look at the position. This is looking like a decent position for, okay, but wait, black is losing an exchange,
Yeah.
it seems.
Yeah,
So
it seems.
knight takes e8, rook takes e8. Black does have a pawn in return, so it's not that bad yet. Although after a move like queen d4, rook takes e4, it looks like it might already be over. Instead, queen g3 played. That's kind of a passive move, but it also defends a lot of stuff. Black is in time trouble as well. f5 going forward, there's no other possibility, so that's not a bad decision. But okay, white should be in the lead here. Black needs more pieces in the attack to ever break through on the king side.
Yeah,
so looking good for white.
I agree. Okay, black is trying something, but I guess the position. Okay, still, queen takes e2, the g2 pawn, some threat on here. Might
It's not over
win.
yet. No. It's, yeah, the time trouble is going to be a huge factor here. Queen e2 played, so not queen takes c2 is now not an option anymore.
Yes.
Instead, queen e4 played.
But black is trying. G4, f3 can be an idea. Pushing those.
White is better, but it's not so easy to convert this. It's not so easy. I mean, yeah, black is winning a pawn back. Yeah, black has some good compensation for the exchange. The knight on e3 is very, very annoying at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Let me just remind everyone that we are currently just at the beginning of the online Olympiad, and we are in base division where just 30 teams are taking part of, and so all the other teams will take part in the next divisions in the next week, in the upcoming weeks. So we will show soon the schedule. Let me show shortly the schedule of the event. Like this, you see that there are really a lot of appointments, a lot of teams still will play, and yeah, 163 teams. So for sure your country might be inside the competition.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very curious how my country is gonna do in Division 2. That's a long way from now, but we'll see. of course. Yeah, long way from now. We are only at the base division, so that's gonna take a few weeks to get there.
Yeah.
And for your country as well, actually, Alessia. Italy is
Yes.
also in Division 2.
Yeah, as well. That's true. They are all there.
Okay. We see White is has okay. White did a good job here. The queens are traded, so no mating ideas on G2 anymore. Collecting pawns. This should be winning for White. Rook A5 is an idea. Winning the G5 pawn. Black should be careful. Okay, there you
Yes.
go. Rook A5 wins the G5 pawn. Very good. So this should be a win for Qatar, it seems. So
Yes. Yes. I actually I drew an endgame similar to this, for stalemate. Yeah, but my king should have been on h4. I should be without pieces basically, and the rook on the fifth rank. But we are very far from that.
yeah, and very good news, by the way. Democratic Republic of the Congo has actually provided players. So that means that they have solved their internet problems, and they
Oh,
are actually winning the match against San Marino.
that's
Three
nice.
and a half, 1.5. So I'm very happy that it worked out this time, and that they also have more match points. So yeah,
Yeah,
happy
a
to see
chance
that.
to fight.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Another message, and this time another good one is that the Malian team was only able to provide 2 players, and therefore they already lost the match before they began against Liberia.
Okay, okay. So Liberia at least is trying to put pressure on the first five place, as you can see, on the first four place, as you can see here, because Liberia is the number 5 with 6 points, and so winning this match will, uh, yeah, will make Liberia a bit more near to Qatar. Probably Qatar will lose the match against Bahrain, and actually probably not sure. I'm not sure, so we will see how the match between Qatar and Bahrain will go. So if Liberia will be one step and more near to the fourth place.
Yeah. True. So Liberia has only to face Lebanon and that of the top teams. So that means that they have a good shot of qualification. In any case, if they win the match, actually they won already the match. And also news on the Qatar Bahrain match. It seems that Qatar is actually already for 1 point because they are 3-1 up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Qatar
I
is 3-1 up.
Yeah. So might be that my provision was wrong.
Well, in your heart, it's true. So, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's not all about statistics, about results. It's sometimes also about how you're feeling. And yeah, then a loss can be a win if you provide it like that. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Psychological master, Roland. There we go. Any case, let's move on. What is this position?
Yeah.
So, white has a bishop on d5, you have, and black has a bishop on f4. Materials equal, it seems. Yeah, it should be. Well, actually, maybe white is a bit better because of the weakness on f7. And the bishop on d5 is a very annoying piece for the opponent. So,
Yeah, actually, I
yeah.
agree. Actually, I think that white is doing really well because also the pawn on b7 is quite weak at the moment. And yes, I like the move c4. It seems like it closed this bishop, but actually the bishop is very active on d5. It's also controlling the a8 square. That is the only open file. This means that white will have the control of the open file. And yeah, I think white is doing really great and could bring the rook to the a file. Maybe put them also in the 7th rank and put pressure on f2. And here also what is important, there is more than one weakness, because suddenly d6 could get weak, f7 is weak, b6 might be weak. So I guess that white
Yeah.
should just try to activate his rook.
Yeah, so opposite colored bishops aren't always just a clear draw. In this position, white can still fight for it. And actually, let me check which board we are looking at. It seems we are looking at...
Female board, I guess.
Yeah, that will be board 6.
Yes, I see a smiley lady from Qatar, Lairan Al-Kabisabi, 2010, so she's 10 years old. Oh.
Oh, wow. 10 years old, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some
Always
small
nice.
lady playing. And this is nice that actually, I mean, okay, we are still at base division, but still it's nice that nice little boy and ladies will play in the same team with their hero, the hero of their country. The best player in the women and open section. So I guess for them is also a nice opportunity, and they will be very happy to take part, to be part of the competition.
Yeah, in such a big event as well. Yeah, with once again over 1,500 players participating in these events, and of course 163 countries as well.
Sorry,
So,
Roland, but there is a very nice static. So but white missed. Rook take f4 check, e take f4 and e5, winning the rook on ha1. Was a very nice static that would have let white win this game. But now there is again. And there is. Wait.
Bishop takes a8 was maybe a good move there. Oh, but still rook takes a4 is possible now?
Yeah, but I guess if she didn't see once, she won't see anymore.
Well, that is what a lot of players think, but actually there is a risk that the opponent might see it a second time, actually. So, yeah. Okay, this is unexpected so far.
Yeah, somebody in the chat says that those are his games. Yeah. So okay, king a5 can be a good trick. Why this move?
Okay, that at the very least that's a pretty ballsy move. Yeah, rook takes c5. But is it good? The rook is usually better than 2 pawns.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
So black doing good, and that's once again a Qatar player. So Qatar is up 5-0 against Bahrain, and so that means that this is a crushing match for them.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, let's see. Maybe this pawn, can lead to some surprise.
It's not over yet. Maybe, well, there is some time pressure, of course.
What we learned, actually, we knew it already, but is a good reminder. Those 3 days were really a good reminder. Is never over until it's over, guys. Keep fighting, because we are all human. We all do mistakes and blunders, so it's not over until it's over.
Exactly. So let's keep an eye on this match. It seems to be the only game left that is still going on. So will it be 6-0? Will it be 5.5, or will it be 5-1 in the Qatar match?
Oh, sorry.
Let's take a look. Yeah, still looking good for black, of course. Rook up, h-pawn, might queen, so looking good.
And Qatar is winning 5-0 against Bahrain.
Yeah. So the 2 matches that were the most important, Qatar versus Bahrain and Burundi versus Lebanon, were clear victories for Qatar and for Lebanon. They are doing great in the standing so far, and I think they already qualified for the next division. So congratulations to them.
Yeah. Let's see the scoreboard. So Qatar is already updated to the round, because just one result won't change the scoreboard, and Lebanon and Qatar are leading for first place to Lebanon with 14 points, and Qatar is following with 11 points. Then there are Bahrain and Burundi with 10 points, and Liberia following with 8.
Yeah, I actually have to take my congratulations back to Qatar because Liberia, if they win their next two matches, and also, yeah, it could be maybe that Liberia could throw some, uh, they could take over perhaps. So I'm not exactly sure if they already qualified, but Lebanon is already definitely in the next division. Yeah.
Yes, and this will be the round 8.
Mhm.
So, oh, okay, it's not yet updated because there is still Brunei. So, no, we don't have yet. We don't have it yet. But let's stay
Okay.
with round 7, and soon we will have also round 8, and we will see who will play. Uh, yeah, which
Yeah.
match are we going to have?
Yeah, we will see that. And actually, there's a good point in the chat. We do read your chats, everyone. So, yeah, don't feel afraid to ask us some questions or put some remarks in there. And actually, there's a good remark from Fisher Seb, who said that Lebanon is going strong, but Lebanon also had their first individual loss. So
That's
that
true.
is that's a bit of a pity. That's true. So they can't have the full. They don't have an unbeaten strike anymore individually. Yeah. Before this match, they did not lose an individual game, but with this match, I think it was Daniela who lost her game on board 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think we were looking at that game. And but yeah, congratulations to the Burundi team that was able to win one full game against Lebanon. That up to now didn't lose any single game at any board. So that's a good start.
Yeah. So we are waiting for this game to finish. It should be over pretty soon.
But
Black
the
is
time is few, and I see connection. Ooh, is she's
he's
offline? Oh
online.
my gosh. Oh my gosh, she's back! She's back!
Ay, 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 ay. Connection problems leading to a loss there. Ay, ay, ay. Well, if that was the tactic of the white player, then she did a pretty damn good job there. Well, yeah, of course, that cannot be a tactic. But that's so sad. Playing very well in a winning position. Rook and bishop up, a great H pawn to go. Then, yeah, it is. Yeah, you hate to see this, of course. Yeah, but connection
Yes.
problems, a good internet connection is of course very important to participate in
Yeah.
this event. So that means actually that the final result is a 6-0 win for Bahrain, a clean sweep for the Qatar team. No, actually,
No,
I'm,
it's
I'm
five.
wrong.
It's
It's
five.
5-1, of course, yeah, because the Bahrain player actually won
Yeah.
because of this. Yeah.
Okay, likely this game had not a huge impact and not a huge impact as Qatar anyway won the match, but still we are sorry for the small lion that lost this game, this good game due to connection. And but yeah, as Roland said, the connection is part of the game, and yeah, they are trying to be a bit more flexible in comparison to how is normally on Chess.com, where normally if you disconnect we have few seconds before aborting or losing the game. Instead here they just let the time go. No player loses after a few seconds, but if the time is 000, sadly, but has to be like this, the game is lost on time.
Yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, and with that we have the 7th round is over. For this pool, we are going on to round 8, of course. But let's first take a look at the standings, which have been updated. So let's see
Yeah.
who are already qualified and what the interesting matches might be for the next round.
Yes, Lebanon, Qatar, Bahrain, and Burundi are the first four team. Actually, there are still 2 rounds to go. So Liberia with 8 points might be able to get that fourth place. We will see in the next round, in the next 2 rounds, if this is going to happen. And now, I guess let's see if we are ready for the pairings. I guess we are. So we should have the pairings of next round, and here we are. So we have a big match. I see it already. Qatar against Burundi.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah.
Yes, and this might be actually, I see Liberia is playing against Dr. Congo. Actually, I like to call it like that, but we all know that is Democratic Republic of Congo. But it seems like a title, the title doctor. So I like to pronounce it like this. It's also shorter.
It's easier. Yeah, it's actually nice. All right. So yeah, with that, we are actually going on to a small break, everyone. After the break, we will be back with the games of round 8, and we will see who qualify for the next division. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes, and yeah, so stay tuned.
And we are back for round 8. And we are again in base division, pool B. And we are at the FIDE Online Olympiad 2020. What do you think about this round 8, Roland?
Yeah, it's again an interesting one. We've got two countries who are facing off each other against each other, who are still in the running for a qualification spot for the next division. Those are Qatar versus Burundi. Yeah, because we also have Lebanon versus San Marino, but Lebanon has already qualified and San Marino doesn't really have any chance anymore. We have Dr. Congo versus Liberia, also maybe an interesting match to follow because Liberia might is also still in the race for one of the 4 spots. So we definitely keep an eye on that country. And yeah, Bahrain versus Gabon and Mali versus Gambia. Bahrain a clear favorite, I would say, and Mali versus Gambia. I think that Mali is having connection problems, so that should go to Gambia. So yeah, the most important match, Qatar versus Burundi. We will definitely check what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe we should remind everybody quickly what is the current standings at the moment.
Sure.
We
The
can
sta-
see who's at the right
yes.
spot.
We have the standings, and clear first place is Lebanon, also a team that Roland is supporting a lot with his cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, he's water inside the cup, no vodka, don't worry. Second place, Qatar with 11 points. And third and fourth place is Bahrain and Burundi with 10 points. It seems like the first 4 teams are really ready to qualify, but Liberia has 8 points, and this round Liberia will be facing Dr. Congo, actually just the Democratic Republic of Congo, that apparently might be have some connection issues, but we will see. We will see. The game are going to start. Actually, here we see the first board of the match, Bahrain Gabon.
Uh-huh.
So I guess the game has started. Let's see if
Yeah,
we
the
found.
games are starting. We are going to keep an eye on the match Qatar Burundi, but in the meantime, we are going to check, of course, the other games as well. So yeah, so Qatar Burundi, yeah, I mean, one if either of those countries win, they are more or less qualified for the next division. So there's something at stake there.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
yeah, Liberia, the other country that might grab one of those spots at some. Yeah, if they win and Burundi, for example, loses, then they're at equal ground with Burundi. So it's
Mm-hmm.
important to keep that country in mind.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So we will have probably, as they are, as you can see, they are, let's say, this the rounds is in order of board. So I would say that the Qatar Burundi is like the last board of the pool. So we will get the games at the end. But yeah, um, we will get the. I hope we will get that game soon as well. Now we have just a game of Gabon against Bahrain.
Okay,
I guess so.
so we can take a look at those games, of course, as well. And in the meantime, we will wait for the Qatar versus Burundi games to appear. As Alessia said, they are probably the last to show up. They started a little later. But yeah, in the meantime, we can take a look at, for example, the game between yeah, Gabon and Bahrain. Also an interesting match, of course, to follow. Actually, I want to ask everybody, and also, of course, Alessia, like, where is the country of Gabon? So, yeah, put your thoughts in the chat. Where is it actually stationed? No cheating, please.
In Africa,
Yeah, but where in Africa?
Central Africa.
Central Africa is Alessia's guess. Put in the chat where the country is according to your thoughts.
Uh,
So yeah, we're gonna wait in the meantime, and of course the position here is looking very good for for white. No, for black actually, because the d4 pawn is under attack. So I'm not sure that white can handle the pressure on that pawn.
Yeah, not
So,
because bishop b4 should be the next. Bishop b4 check should be the next move, and if knight e2, the pawn on d4 falls, and if knight c3 is not possible, so king e2 might be the only way to protect the pawn, but it's also a move that I would not recommend at all.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, bishop b4. This is looking very good, and especially the move b3 is a move that you'd rather not see in an opening like this, because now the knight is forced to d2. And actually, there's also a move like bishop c3 in the position, which could also win the b4. Yeah, so this is looking good for black, indeed. Okay, so coming back to the question real quick, I see a few answers in the chat, and yeah, indeed, it's a Western Africa country. They are on the coast, and let's see who their neighbors are. It's actually a neighbor of, for example, Cameroon. Cameroon is at the north of Gabon. Yeah, just some geography lesson for you guys. So Gabon, a country you don't hear very often in the chess scene, but yeah, it's very nice to see that a country like that is also participating in the Olympiad, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And here we have some games and the match that we want to focus on. Qatar and Burundi. This might be the first board, as I recognize the international master here. And the opening was a Scandinavian defense where black put the queen on d6. Mostly there are many ways to retreat the queen. The main line is queen a5, but also in the last, especially in the last period, queen d6 appears more and more often. It's for sure playable. And yeah, we have just the first four move of this opening.
Yeah, so this is indeed board one in the match, Qatar versus Burundi. So a quick talk about the players. The white player, so once again, we have to stress that the ratings that you see right now on the screen, those are the Chess.com ratings and not the official FIDE ratings. So I'll keep you updated on that. The white player actually is an international master with a rating of 2430, while the Burundi player with the black pieces actually has a rating of 1802. So over 600 rating difference. In this game, white is the clear rating favorite here. Although this knight ge2 move I haven't really seen before.
Yeah, Roland, what is a safe, easy system to play for white in this Scandinavian?
Well, I played against Sergei Tiviakov. He is one of the experts on this queen d6 variation. I remember playing against him in the Bundesliga once, and I made a draw. And one easy system is just to play a move like knight f3, bishop e2, short castle, and maybe knight b5 and c4 if you get the possibility. But yeah, I can only say something like knight f3, bishop e2, knight e5, short castle, bishop f4. Those are just very, very natural moves to make. And I'm not sure if you get an advantage, but it's an easy way to play, and you're not going to get worse if you play like that.
And is there instead a more ambitious way to play if white wants to fight for an advantage?
Yeah, you could also play with g3. That's an interesting possibility sometimes, so that you can play bishop f4. Also, there are lines, I think, where there's a quick knight b5, and there you can play c4 really quickly. So I'm not too sure. I haven't taken a look at this opening for a long time, but I do think that there were some top games with knight b5 at an early stage.
Instead, knight g2 seems okay, but the idea might be this to support the bishop on f4, attacking the queen, so winning a tempo on the queen, and then go on with the development, putting the knight on g3.
It looks pretty interesting. G6 seems to be a good answer to that, so that the knight on g3 doesn't have a lot of good squares anymore. But yeah, it's an interesting setup. White does still have the more space, and black needs to find a way to get some counterplay in this position.
Yeah.
So, interesting setup. Yeah.
All right, we will see how the game will go on. Now let's move to the second board. The second board, yeah, might be the second board of the match.
Right.
I recognize the picture here. And here we have as an opening, we have a Sicilian. And yeah, it's a very complex Sicilian and a lot of pieces of the board. Still, no pieces was exchanged. We have all the pieces on board. 8 pawns, 2 minor, 2 knights, 2 bishop, 2 rooks, 1 queen, and 1 king.
Yeah. I guess the white is a bit better because of the space advantage, more pawns in the center. So I guess white has a slight advantage here. But okay, it's all about breaking through for now. We've talked a lot about the strategy where the opponent has more space, maybe a slight advantage, but then it becomes about how to continue, how to start pressing against the opponent. So yeah, I'm wondering if white is going to play a move like e5 at some point, maybe at some point bishop takes h6 perhaps. But those things really need to be calculated, and if you calculate wrongly, then black can start countering. So yeah, especially in blitz games or rapid games like this, it is very hard to convert that advantage into a win. By the way, it's confirmed this is indeed board 2 of the match.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So let's move to board 3, should be the first women board. And here we see that white is already 1 piece up. So
yeah, looking very good for white. Piece up against not even a pawn. Against 1 pawn for the moment. But the d3 pawn seems to be quite weak. Maybe ripe for the taking at some point. Yeah, how did this happen? How did...
I'm trying to go... okay.
Black took on
Yeah.
e5, unfortunately, and that
Yeah.
loses a piece. Unfortunately for black. Yeah, but there is a big rating difference as well. Let me actually check what the ratings are.
Yes.
So the Qatar player has 1507 rating, while the Burundi player Natalie has actually not yet does actually not yet have a rating. She is on 0 at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah, so let me shortly remind to everyone that this is a typical tactic. Is called double attack fork in this particular case, where a pawn is attacking 2 minor pieces of the opponent. So always try to avoid and keep stay alert when 2 pieces are next to each other, because if one single pawn could attack both of them, you should really take care.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why supporting the knight on e5 with move like f4 is usually a very good idea. Indeed. So yeah, white is looking good here. Piece up should not be a problem to convert this, but you never know. We'll see.
Yes, you never know.
Maybe we should take a look at one of the other boards, maybe board 2 of the women.
What do you think, Roland? If I say a lot of time the same sentence, will this become my own quote? So if I say it's never over until it's over?
Yeah, it's like a motto, right?
Yes,
Like,
motto.
like, for example, don't basketball teams have that? Or, I don't know, football teams? They have their quotes, I suppose, and they have their shouts, and I don't know. Yeah, I think so. What were you thinking of them? What was the line that you mentioned for Alessia Santaramo?
Which line? You mean that you are talking with the chat?
No. I'm like, what kind of sentence would you choose then?
It's
Were
never over.
if you wanted a motto for yourself, what's your motto basically?
Well, this is actually hard. Because I will have to think at it. I will think, and I will be back in the evening with a reply.
Well,
Because
you had one already, actually.
Yes, this one is but you asked the motto for life, and I'm not sure if would be "It's never over until it's over." Might also be. But I gotta think. But I like a lot this motto. It's never over until it's over, and I think can be really the motto of this, at least this base division, because we saw a lot of not over game that seemed over that were actually not over at all. So, so yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
good.
that's a sound one. Yeah.
And do you have a motto?
Um. Okay. A motto. I don't know. Have fun.
Have fun.
Oh, that's an easy one. I'll try. I'll try to think of something more clever. Something like,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, trying to think of something. Uh, yeah. I mean, I like a bishop pair forever.
Oh, Bishop Air forever.
I
That's
like bishop, so yeah. Why not?
this
Bishop.
looks like a chess motto, not a matter
Well,
life motto, but
if you
that's
want,
fine.
if you
Bishop
want
Air
a life
forever.
motto, it's like have fun is the best that I can
That's true.
stay
That's true.
positive, or I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you have a negative thought or something, think that the world is beautiful and all will be okay.
You know what I like? Either you win or you
Something
learn.
like that.
I like this idea that is also helping in the chess, because I mean every chess player loses a lot of game,
Mhm.
so we gotta also be able to lose, and not just to lose and say, oh, yeah, I lost, but to try to take lessons out of it, because this makes us improve. And so this is the
Yeah,
positive attitude. It's not that we are happy to lose, but still, if we manage to learn something, it's useful. So
exactly. The stay positive thing. Actually, we also have some people in the chat who are also joining in on the motto discussion there. I have a nice one by Emerson Experience. Pawns are the soul of chess. Ordinary things are the soul of life. Wow, that's
that's
nice.
deep.
Yeah, or be happy has also been a very nice one. Don't worry, be happy. While I was reading that, I was also thinking about Hakuna Matata, right?
I also like
Not
don't
very
let your
fun.
priorities get forked.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. So yeah, nice discussion there. All right, yeah, I think we should take a look at one of the games again. So
Yes, here we have a new game, should be the second women game. And I was also showing with the Horus Queen d5 that I like as a move, as is attacking f7, but also b7. And on f7 is would be checkmate at the king, and on b7 would attack at the same time rook plus bishop. So I guess that black move is a good move, as is liquidating the bishop for knight.
yeah, it's a bit tricky. This, yeah, bishop takes c3. I guess that's always a good inclusion. And after b takes, you do want to. Okay, you have bishop e6 after b takes c3, and then you are still attacking the h1 rook.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this should be good for black. Was my first initiation, but it seems that the computer does not agree with me.
So what about a move like queen take b7?
Yeah, that's the question. I guess we're gonna play. Um, well, I guess we should take a look at knight takes h1.
Yeah.
Why not?
And now maybe first a check and then, or maybe I can take here even.
I think you should take. If you check, I have bishop d7, I believe. And okay, here, if knight d7
I can just take, I guess, and you have to take with the
takes
king.
with at least good compensation because the knight on h1 is also trapped. So yeah, this I guess this is better for white then. So I thought that black was going to win material, but it's only temporarily because the knight on h1 will be trapped. Simply.
So, but yeah, okay, white didn't play queen take b7, but played bishop b5. That looks like a mistake because of c6. That is, now there are really a lot of white pieces under attack. The queen, the knight, the bishop, the queen, and the rook. So this might be a problem now.
Now it's better for black, it seems, yeah, because yeah, you're not getting a lot of material back for the rook. Yeah, so for example, queen d3, if white's going to play that, then knight takes h1, the bishop has to move, and yeah, you're a rook down, and you still need to catch the knight on h1, so it should be
Yeah.
Very, very good for black now. Oh yeah, by the way, we are looking at board 4, so that means the second women board in the match.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move to the junior board. Here is Joshua from Burundi. That is has the black pieces, and this is, I guess, is for sure the junior male board. And this position looks actually quite promising for black, as he's a pawn up and also has chance to attack on the queen side, I guess.
Yeah, this, by the way, confirmed this is the youth board, board 5 of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, black is a pawn up indeed. And black. Well, okay, white still has a few things to prove in this game. It is, yeah, quite hard. There's actually a car outside who's honking really loudly. That's actually the grocery man.
Okay.
Yeah, outside for people to buy some groceries while the groceries are in the truck. So he's letting us know that he's here. It's like the ice cream truck, you know. The ice cream truck sometimes goes also with a nice sound to know that he's there.
Yes.
That's what happened. I'm sorry, everyone. I can't do anything about it, unfortunately.
No worries, Roland. This can happen. We are not in an isolated place. We are living also next to. We have neighbors. We have other people. So we try to do our best.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking that maybe white is more or less okay in this position because, yeah, the bishop on e6 is a big target. So maybe you can take on e6 at some point and try to collect the e6 pawn by putting another piece on the e file, queen e3 at some point, for example. Maybe black is okay. Maybe white is okay, even though white is a pawn down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how should white go on then?
Well, right now, concretely, I would say maybe move like knight takes e6, f takes e6, and then queen e3. f3 also makes sense, not allowing knight e4 or knight g4, which has been played. But after f3, maybe black can play something like rook f8 and bishop d8 to try and protect the bishop. So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, rook f d8. I'm not sure that's good because now taking on e6 or first queen e3 looks very good. Yeah, and then white will win a pawn back, I believe. So, yeah, I would have played rook f e8.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or the other rook to e8.
Yes. Let's see, maybe the other one, because might be that if after f take, also the f5 might open up. So, yeah, this can be a good idea.
Result update: the match Lebanon versus San Marino, as has already been noted. San Marino could not put women on the women board, so unfortunately they were 3-0 down by the beginning of the match. But now also board 5, Lebanon won that game, so now it's 4-0 for Lebanon. They won the match against San Marino.
Yeah. Yes. So let's move to the last board of this match, where Deborah Burundi is playing with the white pieces against Lion from Qatar. And was the small lady from Qatar that was having full points in this competition?
Let me check. Actually.
Sure.
I did not see what their results are at the moment. Yeah, by the way, the teams are comprised of 6 players during the matches, but they do also have reserve players. So the full composition could be a total of 12 players.
Yeah.
So let me see. Qatar, we're looking at. Okay, so they have actually a big lineup with 11 players. Let's check. So, okay.
Yeah. So about this position, yes, did you find it?
Yeah, I found her. She is doing pretty well with 4.5 out of 7 points so far. Yeah. The player from Qatar, and then of course the other player from Burundi. Let me have a check. Deborah.
Sure, sure. I think this game actually is in favor of. I had a bit of time to think about, and I think Black is doing good, as Black has one extra pawn on the queen side, and what Black should try to do is to push his pawn, maybe a5, maybe try to bring the king to a better square. That's why I don't like too much this move bishop c6, because the queen doesn't have too many squares, and I also don't see the point of the bishop on c6. And I think it would be better to try to play f5, move the queen to a better place. That could be here could have been maybe a4, and then maybe bring the queen back and try to push again, because the direction is this. We should try to get yes, to push this extra pawn here.
Yeah, I agree. Bishop c6 was probably not the best move there. I would also probably put the bishop on e6, for example, preventing the move like knight c4. So there you, so I agree with you there. a5 looks normal. You just have to push the pawns. It is good. And I also have news on the Burundi player. She is actually the player who has 100% for the Burundi team. So yeah, she is doing extremely well so far.
Yes, and I was trying to understand what is happening here, and as I said, what I didn't like of this move is that the queen might be in like a square, and I think that here the queen is actually trapped, because after knight c3 the only square is the square a3, and there is the other knight coming to c4, and the queen is officially trapped. The only move is queen
right.
takes c3, queen takes c3, b takes c3, and after rook take b8, rook take b8, and rook take b8, what will be a solid exchange up. And with this pawn structure, actually is very easy for white to win here, because white will be able to collect a lot of pawns.
Yeah,
So yeah,
very nice trick. I did not see that yet. Actually, after knight c3, queen a3, white could also play the move rook b3 to trap the queen, it seems.
so
So
here
with the same idea, more or less. So
yeah.
So yeah, but she played f3. Black played rook b7. Does it still work after rook b7? So I guess that white missed the knight c3 trick there.
I guess it's a bit different.
Yeah, because now black can take on c3 because the rook isn't pinned on b7 anymore. Yeah, it will be, black will simply win two pieces after b takes c3, rook takes b7, bishop takes b7, rook takes b7, and c takes d2. Yeah, win one piece actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not a good way, and so now I would say that black is again back on track, because if the queen is not, I guess also this black can just take on c3 again. Might be okay. It's a bit risky because there would be knight take back.
Yeah, it wasn't so clear what black should do after c3, and it's a good move c3. It's hard to counter that.
Because after taking might be the knight takes c3 is good.
Yeah, I agree there. I don't know what to play after c3 actually. Rook ab8 is a logical one, but still you would rather not. Maybe b3, is that a weird move? Yeah, that's probably.
I have some again. I sometimes stop and think at a lot of, and this is my suggestion. So,
all right.
Wait, I have to put all the moves together.
Organize your thoughts.
Yes. So knight take, rook take. Oh, sorry. Wait, where I am. Yes, queen here, I guess, and rook take. Here take, rook c8, and I thought that what I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying. No, never mind. I was thinking at something, it made sense in my mind, but then I forgot what I was thinking. So
it's okay. B takes c3 is definitely a move to consider here, at least. Yeah, but I was actually wondering, what about the move b3? I think white White cannot take on b3 because the a2 knight will be falling, but yeah, okay, let's move on to the game. Rook ab8 looks like a sensible move to me too. Just protect the pawn, and you will still be a pawn up with black. Okay, b takes c3. I'm not sure that's a good idea because now white has knight takes c3. Okay, but maybe then you have queen d4 check, and trading queens might be not such a bad idea at some point.
Yeah, I agree. As yeah, I mean, there will be a pawn that could be dangerous but also strong there. So yeah, it's not completely sure.
Yeah, black is still in the driver's seat. Rook takes b2. Yeah, just exchange everything, get the queen away from the a pawn with black, and start pushing the a pawn. That should be a good way to progress in this position, because the a pawn, it is very well known that a pawn on the edge of the board is very hard to defend with knights. So yeah, black is doing extremely well. Simply, white missed a chance with knight c3. So will Deborah actually then lose her 100% score? That's an interesting thing to keep in mind there.
Yeah. We will see. It's still, I mean, still a long game. But I guess that black has very good chance here to, because he's also not that hard to play. But there is a 5 that is hanging at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Knight d7, queen b5, queen d4 was good. Actually, the e5 pawn wasn't hanging because the a2 knight was also needed protection. So.
Oh, that's actually true.
Bishop e8 is kind of a mysterious move. Maybe she just wanted to get rid of the checks on the 8th rank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad move per se. Just queen d4, a4. Yeah, once again, simply looking good for black. All right. Let me see if there are some results.
Yes, we have some results actually. I see here we have the Qatar one with Ayed, but this we were already quite aware about, because white was a full piece up here, and yeah, it just managed to win this position and give this mate here with a rook and with a queen and 2 rooks. Do you have any other results, Roland?
Yeah, I was just checking everything. Okay, so Lebanon San Marino was already clear from the start. Lebanon was 3-0 up, won the 5th game, and now it's 4-0 for Lebanon, so they won the match. Liberia versus Democratic Republic of Congo, that was actually a 4-0 start for Liberia, because 4 players, unfortunately, they had internet problems again. That's a pity, unfortunately, because in the previous round they were able to win their match actually. So yeah, unfortunately they already lost their match against Liberia. Yeah, and then Gambia versus Mali, that was actually also some internet issues. Mali also has been known to have some issues with that. So not in general, just in this tournament, I mean. And the last 3 boards were already forfeited before the match. So Mali versus Gambia has now a score 4-0 for Gambia, so they also already won the match.
Yeah. So basically, the only match that is still a fight is exactly the Qatar Burundi. So let's keep going. Might be that we have other results. Yes, and we have. So we said 1 point for Qatar on the women board, and here we have another point for Qatar in the second board. And so let's go back to the first board.
That was a very nice mate, by the way. Yeah, the first board. This is looking okay. Yeah, that one.
That's true. Let's show this mate because it's very nice. You're right.
Yeah.
Participant of the mate, 2 pawns, 1 knight, and 1 rook.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, this is an interesting position. Okay, not anymore actually.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. After bishop g7, white was having an exchange down, but with 2 pawns. But now the exchange is also being won. So yeah, this is just a clearly winning position for
Yes.
international master of Qatar.
So this
That's
might be the third victory for Qatar. Let's go on other games. Okay, here is not updated, sorry. We are in an end game where also here the Qatarian player is doing really great, as there are 2 rooks for just 1 knight, and the pawn on a5 is running towards the
yeah,
a1 square.
just too much material for black. Yeah, what is it? 2 rooks versus a knight
Yeah.
and a pawn, it seems.
It's
Yeah,
too
just
much.
take the knight, just take everything, just grab all the pawns, like Saira one would say, and then you have a winning position. Yeah, should be
Yes.
easy. So
Yes.
that means that more or less Qatar is already every board we've seen so far in the match is looking really, really good for Qatar. So
Yes. So
that's
let's
clear.
go to the last 2 boards also, like this. Actually, there is maybe this board is. Oh wait, I guess the board is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is a big difference. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Looks like White is winning, or am I going out of a limb here?
No. You're completely right. White also seems winning here. So
Okay.
as you said, this is the 5th board where we see it like White is leading, and this is the last board where we are. Oh, but what happened? Oh, the Burundi ladies doesn't want to lose her. Oh, but no, there
Oh.
was another very nice.
No.
No.
That's a pity. 97 was indeed a very good move there.
I
Yeah.
mean, guys,
Definitely.
please train this double attack because it's so nice when it happens that you have to see that and go for it. So it's very
Ah.
important. Still, is
Actually, you know what the Moobot of our in our Twitch chat actually shared? Learn common tactical ideas here. Go chess.com/tactics. So there you go.
yeah,
97 tactics on chess.com. Everybody should train them. But yeah, 97 on the board. You were very happy about that, of course.
yes.
And yeah, White is winning. So that means at least 1 point for Burundi if that keeps up.
Yes. And we are
Let's see.
happy also for the lady actually is mating 1, mate on f4. Sorry, f5. F4 would be actually a blunder. So we're happy for the Burundi lady that keeps her full score on the last board.
All right. Yeah. Actually, can I make a request?
Sure.
Because let's see. Gabon versus Bahrain is a very interesting situation at the moment. It's 3-2 for Bahrain. So, but if Gabon manages, I'm curious to see the last game that is going on. Board 5. Let's take a look if we can find that game actually.
I guess he's
Um,
here. No, it's Gambia Mali.
yeah, not that one, unfortunately. I'm very curious to see if Bahrain can take home the full points in this match, actually. So let's see if we can find that game.
No, sadly we don't have that game. I'm
We don't
sorry.
have that game, unfortunately. Yeah, sometimes we cannot find all the games, unfortunately. That has nothing to do
Yeah.
us, unfortunately. Yeah. All right, a pity. I was very curious to see if there was what was happening in the final critical game there, but
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, peachy. But here actually all the games. This is one game between San Marino and Lebanon. That is of another match that we were not following too much, but the match that we were following seems going in a great direction for Qatar. As in all the boards, they are feeling quite good, except from the last board where they lost.
Yeah, it seems
Oh,
that all the results are more or
oh
less
yeah.
clear. I on my in my knowledge, Burundi. Well, actually, it's now 3-1 for Qatar versus Burundi. So we have 2 games left. Board
But we have
1
one
and board
victory here.
5. So that is a victory for Qatar. That is,
Exactly.
as far as I can see, that's board 5. So that means that Qatar has actually won the match already.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here is the first board where white is also doing well. Just this pawn might be dangerous, but the knight is covering it, and the pawn endgame should be completely fine.
How would you defend this position as white, Alessia? Maybe, oh, you can just play a move like a4, actually.
Yeah, a4.
I thought it was harder than that actually is. Okay, but knight f3, okay. King e2, knight d4, king d3, a4, I suppose. Yeah, it should be winning for white, but okay, with low, when you're low on time, there could be some tricks in the position that you forget about. So, yeah. Let's see. Is this the last game that we have, or are there more
No,
games?
we have also this game between San Marino and Lebanon. Actually, San Marino, I guess that is really a small city with few thousand of inhabitants. So I guess that they actually really miss female player there, and that's why they. I don't think that the connection is the problem, but it's a lack of player. And
yeah, unfortunately for San Marino, but very nice that they are participating in it.
Yeah, they are still trying.
Yeah, they just love the game and they just want to be there. Very good sportsmanship from the San Marino players.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, some of you have mentioned that there's an electrical saw somewhere here, and actually that's my neighbor. My neighbor is drilling something, I guess, in the wall. So sorry about that. I cannot make my neighbor stop, unfortunately. Yep.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
I can actually.
go there and say, please stop. And there are 4,000 people watching, and do you ask your neighbors, do you want to make 4,000 people angry?
Don't get angry, everybody. Don't get angry. My neighbor is a good guy, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good cellmate try, by the way, guys. Look at it. This would be cellmate, so GG.
Yeah.
Good try. But white didn't fall into it, and now is completely winning for the player with the white pieces.
H7. Yeah, this simply looks winning for white, of course. Yeah, winning the f7 pawn, a6, b7. Wait, what? White won. Okay.
Yes, white won. And is this the last game? Mali against Gambia? Yeah, but also here. Yeah. It's quite clear that the black is winning here. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. So what does that mean for the results? Okay, yeah, Gambia already won the match against Mali.
Yes.
So this game for the results doesn't matter, but since it's the last game going on, we'll wait for this game to end, and then we'll see what happens in the standings.
Yes, sure.
Although this game should be over pretty soon. Queen up, next pawn running.
Yes.
So
I guess, and there is actually more time than in the other game. Might be that they started a bit later, so because they have still 6 minutes, and mostly the game should be over around this time. I guess they started just a bit later. So I guess it's a good time while we have the background of this game to remind everyone what is the format, because I saw in the chat there are always some question, always new people watching and not knowing what is exactly this FIDE Online Olympiad, what base division pool B, what is that, round 8, and where is India, where is USA, where is Italy, where is Netherlands? I understand this question. So here we are to explain everything. We have some amazing cards made by our designers, and we are playing the first online Olympiad, and is a huge event. As you can imagine, 163 teams are taking place and over 1,500 players. And there are a lot of particular features, and one of these is that each team has 6 players, 6 boards, and 2 are open boards, 2 are women's boards, 1 is the junior male board, and 1 is the junior female board. So mostly every team should have 3 women and 3 men. Another important stuff to say that will explain actually a lot of stuff is that teams are not playing in an open but are split into 5 divisions according to the strengths. And inside this division, the teams are divided into pools. And here we are at the current situation. We are at the base division. That is the lowest division. That's why we see country that mostly they don't get too much visibility, but thanks to the format, they get a chance to be shown also. We see their game, we commentate on them, and for the first 4 teams of each pool. So here you see 30 teams, 3 pool, 30 teams in total. And the first 4 teams on each pool, Pool A, Pool B, and Pool C, will qualify for Division 4. That is the next division.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we have standings in there, we have, of course, one thing to mention before anything else, and that's actually Liberia and Burundi. We, of course, have to see who is going to catch the 4th and 5th place, who will grab the 4th spot to qualify for for the next division. Lebanon and Qatar are already qualified. Bahrain, Liberia, and Burundi are still in the race. We have to see what's going to happen. I believe that Liberia has to play actually against Lebanon in the last round. So they have a huge task ahead of them. If they win, they might actually have a very good chance to qualify for the next division, depending on what Burundi does, of course. Yeah.
Yes, here we have the pairings of round 9. And as you mentioned, Liberia is playing against Lebanon, so it will be quite a tough match, but also for Burundi. You see? Burundi against Bahrain.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So, wow, we are going to have a very exciting last round in this pool. Then.
Yes.
Yeah. Which one? We have to switch between those matches then. We are going to have a tough job ahead of us. And the other matches, I don't think are important for the standings at all. So we will,
I guess not.
We will most be focused on those 2 matches then.
Yeah, but it's nice when something is unclear and there is some tension in the air. So they will qualify Liberia or Burundi. I ask you in the chat, what do you think? And let's see if you're right. Let's do a bet.
Yeah, let's. Who do you think we will qualify for the 4th spot? Is the question then? Do you think it's Burundi or do you think it will be Liberia? Because it seems that Qatar and actually Bahrain is also a little bit in danger still. If Burundi wins against Bahrain and Liberia wins against Lebanon, then Bahrain might also not qualify for the last 4th spot. So. Yeah, it is. It's going to be exciting. So I think we can go on a break. We will be back shortly, of course, with the last round of this Pool B. Still a lot of excitement ahead of us, so don't go anywhere. We will be back in a few minutes. So grab a snack, go stretch your legs, go grab a pillow for your chair or something, drink some water, stay hydrated. Heck, grab a beer, just enjoy it. Grab some popcorn, enjoy the show. We will be back in a few minutes, everybody.
Yes, see you soon, guys. And we are back, and the question is this: Liberia or Burundi? Which team will qualify for the next division? Because as we see from the scoreboard, Lebanon, Qatar, and Bahrain should be already quite with Lebanon and Qatar are already for sure qualified. Bahrain is with one foot inside the next division. What do you think, Roland, will happen?
Well, that's a tough thing to say. So, just we have some information about the possible tie breaks as well. So we checked if Bahrain would lose the match against Burundi, then Bahrain would still win on tie break, so they would qualify even if they lose that match. So the question is more: will Liberia win the match uh, of course, Lebanon? And if they do, they are actually certain to qualify for the next round, it seems. Or am I wrong? No, I think that's more or less fair to say. Yeah, and of course, then we will check the tie breaks between Liberia and Burundi.
So the tiebreak is the tiebreak the individual points?
That's a good question. Let's see if we have some tiebreak information
Sure.
for everybody. So we'll get back on that. And of course, there's the question: which match should we follow?
I guess
would
this
say,
is
yeah,
easy.
easy now, right?
Will be
Yeah,
Burundi, Bahrain, and Liberia, Lebanon. I guess.
yeah, exactly. Those are the matches we are going to take a look at, of course.
Yes.
Right, so the games have started, it seems, and we have Bahrain versus Burundi on the boards now. We will also, of course, skip towards the other match a little bit, but for now we'll stick with this one. And this is actually board one, it seems. Okay,
Yeah.
and information on the tie breaks, game points, of course, will be then the next. Will then, of course, be the next qualification. So the country with the more game points, more won games, will then qualify for the next division.
Yes. Right here we have Burundi, Bahrain, Burundi, and should be, as you said, the first board. Here is a FIDE master for Bahrain and Moeto Dudon for Burundi. Actually, as we said already, but it's always good to do it, to remind it. The rating that you see is the rating of Chess.com. It's not the FIDE official rating. So might be that some player just started to play online, and so they get a rating that is not so accurate. So don't trust the rating, but trust Roland that is always searching the FIDE rating and is giving us information.
Yeah, if you don't know the players by now, I will be there to help you, of course, and show you what their actual rating is and what board we are on. So we have here, I believe this is board one, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory is not mistaken. Yeah, this is board one. And once again, the Qatar player has a rating of 2430. It is the strongest player we have in this group, the strongest individual player versus an 1800 player from Burundi. So, am I correct there? No, actually, I'm mistaken. Sorry, that was the previous round. So, all right, yeah, that was the previous round. Okay. Yeah, but still,
No
okay.
worries,
Burundi,
no worries.
The Burundi player is an 1800 player, and the Bahrain player is a 2200 player. So on this first board, the 2200 player is the rating favorite.
Yes. And there we have another London system for all the fan of the London system that are hiding in the chat. I guess there are a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and we have some information about the tie break. The first criteria, as Roland said, are the game points, and if also these, what means the all the points that were done on each board. So these are the player points, and then the third tiebreak will be the direct encounter, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, first game points and then the direct encounter match. So yeah, and Burundi won the head-to-head match. So that means that if
Burundi won the
wins-
head-to-head.
Yeah, so if they win and the game points are exactly the same, then Burundi is through to the next division.
But this is unlikely, mostly the individual points. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be. It's easy that the individual points on six board they might differ a little bit.
Yeah, and of course, Liberia. Well, it's also, let's first see who will win. Of course, the match. For example, if Burundi wins the match and Liberia doesn't, then Burundi is through. So
Mm-hmm.
then we don't even have to think about it. Yeah. So indeed, this is a London with A takes B3. So that looks a bit like a weird pawn structure in this game, but actually, it could be very annoying for Black to deal with the open A file that white can deal with. I think this
Mm-hmm.
is a good version for black though, because usually there's a chance for the b pawn to be annoying and to be pushed forward. For example, if black plays a6, at some point white can start pushing the b pawn to b5 to start attacking the a pawn, which is very annoying. But in this
Mm-hmm.
case, the bishop on f8 is covering that square very nicely on b4. So this should be a good version for black. I think that black has a good version of another line that you could go for in a different opening sequence. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, so this game is still at a pretty early stage of the game, so let's move to another board. Might be the second board of the match, Bahrain against Burundi. I see already 4 pawn pushed, b4, c4, d4, and e4. Definitely white is trying to be active and to gain a lot of space on the center and queen side. I guess this opening was yes, something similar to, it's not really a fiddler because there is the pawn on c4. So
Hmm.
yeah, was starting with d1 d4.
I think this is more or less an old Indian,
Mm-hmm.
like we had in one of the previous
Yeah,
days.
that's
And
true.
with the bishop on h5, usually this is an advantage for white because of the space advantage. But yeah, we've had this already many times, but I'll keep it again. I'll say it again. If you have a space advantage then and you want to win, then you need to press through somehow. And black is waiting for an opportunity to counter when you overpress. That is
Yeah.
usually case, but actually that's not the case now because black has played d5, not waiting at all, just trying to counter immediately already.
Yes.
So
The
yeah,
pawns are fighting against each other. Now there is a bit of calculation to do to understand what is going here, because this rook is looking at the queen x-ray. There are 2 pawns in the middle way and one knight, but the center could get liquidated quite soon.
yeah, and the b4 pawn is hanging, so if white takes the pawn on d5, then black can take the pawn on b4, thus not losing a pawn at all. So this d5 move is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I have a hard time deciphering how to play against this. C takes d5 looks normal. Bishop takes b4, I'm expecting. Yeah, because if you take back on d5, then there's a rook on c1, and that would be not the best move. But after bishop takes b4, how do you play this? I mean, you could take on c6, obviously. That's usually a pretty good inclusion. But okay, knight takes e4 is also a big threat at the moment. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good try, definitely from Wilfried of the Burundian country.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So queen d3, protecting against knight takes e4. I'm not too sure if bishop takes c3 was that good, or are there some tactics involved?
Bishop take f3, and
Bishop
then
takes f3?
I thought, but no, it's not played. Bishop
Not,
g6. That makes also sense. It's attacking
yeah.
e5 for, and it's actually also not so easy to protect there.
Yeah, because if knight d2, then black can play knight takes d5, winning back the pawn on d5,
Yeah.
because the e4 pawn is pinned by the bishop. So that
Yes.
actually,
Black is there. Black is doing a good job, I have to say.
yeah, this d5 move was an interesting one, very complicated. So white was suddenly forced to Yeah, to calculate everything and find an advantage somewhere.
Yeah, Burundi wants to qualify. It's clear.
Yeah, absolutely true. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, the Bahrain player is also the one with 400 rating points
Mm-hmm.
more. So that means that would be a big upset if the black player actually would win this game. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
that's surprising. Very nicely done by Wilfried from the Burundian camp.
Yeah, but black is doing really great. I love the move d5 because it shows, um, yeah, it's black is playing with energy, doesn't want just to play passive, wants to show he's also in the game and is ready to fight. And now actually the position looks so nice for after knight take d5. I guess that white missed that the pawn was pinned and so that d5 was hanging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so now after knight takes d5, black is a full pawn up. Maybe even more if white doesn't answer knight takes e3 correctly. F takes e3, I think that was necessary. And now, yeah, black's a pawn up, a full pawn. So looking really good for Wilfried.
Yes, I agree. And how can black go on?
That's a good question. I don't think I ever want to trade on d4 because then the double
Mm-hmm.
pawns are resolved for white. You could maybe an idea would well you would want to start pushing the queen side at some point. Knight
Yeah.
f6, interesting move, trying to put some pressure on e4. And yeah, what else? I would want to push some queenside pawns if possible at some point, but that needs to be prepared, I think.
Yeah.
Queen d6, queen e7, also a good move not to allow any pins on the c file could be interesting, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's maybe putting some pressure on the d4 pawn is also an idea.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Good. Good.
I like knight of six. I like knight of six. Yeah.
Yeah, knight of 6 is on the board. It looks natural as it closed the half file, attack e4, and also, yeah, the rook is now. There is just one pawn between the rook and the queen.
Just double on the d file, perhaps. Maybe even create this Eliakim gun.
Yes, like this. One, two,
Yeah.
three.
Yeah. Well, actually, the queen is all the way behind all the rooks.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So we have to do a bit more moves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put
so if you don't know chat, the Anakin Guns is a battery of two rooks followed by the queen, all in the same file and ready to shoot at some opponent pieces.
yeah. It's the best way to start attacking if you have the opportunity and chance. But okay, here probably you don't have the space for it because if rook d6, then you have to be careful about knight c4 ideas. So yeah, probably no Eliakim gun. I hope that we get to see it at some point because then we can say like, okay, yes, that is the Eliakim gun, guys. Don't ever forget
Yes. Alright, let's move to another game. But this is another match, so let's try to find. Yes, here we have Bahrain against Burundi again. Should be the women board.
it. Let me check which
Sure,
board
sure,
it's
sure.
actually.
This position
Um,
look quite. I guess is. Let me see this because it looks like
yeah.
from the structure a King's Indian, but I see that it's not at all a King's Indian. It was
Mhm.
e4, e5. It was a Spanish defense. Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So indeed, the first board of the women,
Mm-hmm.
and actually both players don't have a rating yet, as far as I can see. So yeah. So I'm going to check what their individual results are. All right. So player from Bahrain has now 6 out of 8. So yeah, she's doing very, very well. And the player from Burundi, Natalie, also 6 out of 8, actually. No, no, no. 6 out of 7. Only one loss and one forfeited game that she won. So it's technically it's actually 5 out of 6. So both players doing very well for their countries. So this is a Titan match on board 3.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about here?
Yeah, who's better and why? So I believe, okay, black has possibilities on the king side. Let's also check material. Material's equal. But okay, if black gets g4 in, then black gets some initiative on the king side. So white needs to be careful about that. And yeah, I would say white would be better if white would have got some chances to put d4 in. But yeah, black is to move. And so I think that black is better because g4 is on the tables and d4 for white is not really a threat after the move g4. So I think black is better.
Yeah.
I would pick black here, but okay, the computer does not agree. 000.
Yeah,
Stop
okay.
fish, you annoying computer. Don't say 000 ever, please.
Yeah, you see. I mean, it was probably very, yeah, a very deep way. Maybe the queen somewhere would, maybe queen c3, followed by d4, and somehow you can sacrifice everything, and there is a perpetual at the end. I mean, 000, as also the chat said this morning, I guess, means that there is a perpetual somewhere, but you don't know how complex is this line, and can be also that there's still a fight on the board.
Yeah, 000. Well, in my days of computer analysis, I did some videos, chess videos on openings, more or less. For example, the Leningrad system or the Open Sicilian for chess base. And 000 doesn't always mean that there's a perpetual. It very often does in certain positions, of course, but it also means sometimes that the computer, yeah, doesn't see a plan. One big example for that is, for example, the Deep Blue match, the famous match Deep Blue versus Kasparov. If Kasparov chose a position where it was a closed position with yeah, where calculation was not involved, then Kasparov actually won a few games against that computer. And that more or less is still applicable to the modern computers, although the computers are, of course, very much stronger than the Deep Blue computer you had back in the day. But yeah, it more or less still applies. In certain positions, computers don't really know what to do. And therefore, the evaluation is 000 sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some computer knowledge for everyone. Yeah.
No, this
Uh,
is interesting because we always see. Also, we always have a next to the board is the computer evaluation, and so it's also important to be able to yeah, to have a perception how to interpret it. So it's good to know all this. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, no problem. And black actually went on with g4 and g3. Yeah, I guess that's good. I'm not sure if I would have pushed g3 though. I probably would have kept the pawn on g4 with a move like knight f6 instead. But okay, it could be very interesting.
Let's take on f3. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, actually, maybe
But,
bishop g5 can be good. I would like to
oh,
bring the queen.
oh, I like your rook takes f3. It's not a bad move.
Yeah.
Then after g takes, yeah, but how to continue? That's the question.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to start with bishop g5.
Yeah, just prepare that sacrifice a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, if you get the bishop on the a7 g1 diagonal, then you might also have some mating ideas. Bishop h4, I'm not that much of a fan. Oh, yeah, I liked your bishop g5 much better. Yeah, the bishop is more active there, and the bishop on h4, well, it's blocked by the pawn on g3, so it doesn't really do anything at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but still, I believe the black should be in good shape. White does have more possibilities now after bishop h4, but yeah, we'll see. I guess we're gonna check also how the other games are going.
Yes, and here we have another game.
Mhm.
Might be the second women board. And here let me count some pieces, I guess. Yes, material is equal, but I see a bishop on e5 that has no way to escape from the pawn on f6. So I guess that white will be a piece up and clearly better.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just a piece. I don't see anything Black can do about it. So this
Oh,
is looking good for Bahrain. Yeah.
oh,
Sorry,
oh!
the Burundi player.
It escalated quickly. What happened here?
Wow.
Ah, okay. No, no, come on.
Okay. Knight
White
takes
helped
h4.
really a lot, and now it's just mate force at the next move. There is no way to to
Too bad.
prevent it.
Yeah.
D4, yeah, white is trying, but yeah, mate. So
Absolutely. Yeah, and yeah, that's a pity for the white player, unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah, there was a question about the ratings, actually. Yeah, let me remind everyone once again. The ratings that you see behind the names are actually the Chess.com ratings. So when they play on Chess.com and not their actual feeder ratings. I'll keep you updated on that. So the match between these two was actually yeah, one of the players, Francine from Burundi, actually had 0 rating, so her rating is yet to be decided. While Rania had a rating. Am I taking the right people actually? No, I'm not. It's Natalie and Zainab. Those actually both don't have any rating, so
yeah,
both was
yeah.
0. Yeah,
All right, so both have no rating. In this case, so we could have an indication from the rating of chess.com. Because clearly, if there is 500 rated difference, might be that those players played a little bit, and clearly the player of Bahrain seems that she won more game. So and she won also this game.
yeah, exactly. So well done by Zainab. Let's move on to the next game.
Yes, and here we are at might be the junior male board of this match, and
Mm,
I see some extra pieces for black, a rook and knight. So it's quite clear who is leading here.
yeah, well, yeah, a little bit,
Which
isn't it?
board is
Yeah.
that?
This is indeed the youth board, so that means board 5 of the match. Youth board under 20.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go to the last board. Here I see Deborah Burundi is playing here, and we have a queen endgame. A queen endgame.
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, Deborah still has 100% for the Burundi team,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, yes. She won
Let's see.
the last. I
Yeah,
guess on time. Oh, she lost on time.
no,
No,
she won on time. So
she
she
won on
has
time.
7 out of 7. Okay, with 5, with 2, actually 2 forfeited games against
Okay, so 5 out of 5.
so 5 out of 5, but still 100%. That's very good.
Yes, and also here she's doing great because yeah, to have extra pawns in queen endgame is always good. And here she has actually 2 extra pawns. Um, yeah, and it looks really great here. I guess now just queen e1 check and then try to starting to push the a pawn. Yeah, black is doing really great here.
Black is doing amazing. Yeah, yeah. Those 2 pawns. If you start running with the H pawn, it's also very hard to stop at some point. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, F5 on the board. I like to see that. But
Honestly, yeah, it seems tempting, but mm, yeah, mostly you can never calculate everything in a queen endgame. Never, it's impossible. There are so many checks that you have mostly to trust your intuition, and so I mean I say that like this there is at least chance of perpetual right now. So there is black has always to take a look at the check on e7. So from a practical point of view, I don't like the move f5.
yeah,
Might be that still the engine says is winning, but I would have preferred something more stable.
Ooh,
This is a huge mistake because
yeah, that might be a clear win for Burundi there.
yeah,
So she's going to be out on 6 out of 6. So she's going to be the top scorer on the 6th board. So in this pool, at least. So
yeah.
if she actually does not stalemate, you know. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and actually, do I see a draw offer there? I think that the white player just offered a draw.
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay, well, what do you have to
You
lose?
know, there are some troll in my channel that do also this draw offer in completely lost position when they play against me.
You never know. Maybe there's a mouse slip and it will be automatically accepted. It could happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, it should be this game should be over, of course. Right. So yeah, I say let's move on to another game.
Yes. Okay. We checked the match Bahrain against Burundi. I guess Bahrain is doing pretty good. The last board of Burundi instead is winning here. But let's try to move to Qatar. No, not Qatar. San Marino. We want to check.
Liberia versus Lebanon.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see if we can find those games. Um, yeah,
Liberia against Lebanon.
we've got. I think this is now the first board. Yeah, the strong international master from Lebanon versus the international master from Liberia. Let me check the ratings because the Chess.com ratings aren't always accurate. Of course, an international master. That's an international master. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and the international master is doing really great. Is a piece up. So yeah, Black is leading here. What about their rating?
Oh no, it's actually a FIDE master for the player from Liberia.
Yes, a FIDE master from Liberia against an international master from Lebanon.
Yeah, so actually the game looks already more or less decided. Black is a piece and just a piece up. Okay, the rating difference was quite high, 400 rating difference. The Lebanese player has 2337 rating, while his opponent has 1902 rating. So 400, more than 400 rating difference between the two.
All right, so let's move to. I guess that, as we said, this game is quite going in the right direction for Black, as he's an piece up, and these are two title players. So also the blunders are a bit fewer mostly. And I guess we have some other results on the other board. Here is Black to win, so we have 1 point for Lebanon. And let's remind that Liberia might try to win in order to qualify. And okay, this game is not a game of the match.
Yeah, so that was actually board 3. So Daniela Bedrosian from Lebanon won her match against Abigail Karya from Liberia. And I wanted to say that Daniela nicely bounced back because of her loss in the previous match.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so she bounced back, won her game, and yeah, good job.
Yeah, that's true. And here we have, I guess, the second board of the match Lebanon-Liberia. And here, I guess, I'm counting the pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for white, and I guess 6 as well for black. But there is a huge difference, because if a pawn is very near to become a queen, that pawn might be maybe powerful as 10 of the opponent pawns. And this is the case of the pawn on f6. That is 2 steps from the promotion, and I guess that soon will be 1 step. And I guess that white is black 3.
Maybe time will also run out, and that will be resignation.
Yeah.
White 1, so another point for Lebanon. This is not looking good for the Liberian team.
No, not at all, not at all. Let's have a look at the standings, because let's say, I mean, we see that, for example, Bahrain is already 3-1. So might be actually that both Bahrain and Liberia might lose this match. So what does it mean from the scoreboard point of view? That both Liberia and Burundi will stay at 10 points. So it will be a tie break. That the first tie break is individual point. So I guess Ron, do you have information about the individual point before the round?
We will check. Well, of course, since Liberia is higher on the standings than Burundi, that means that they have more board points, logically speaking. But let me also...
I was curious, about the difference.
Yeah,
if it's
1.5
because
difference.
1.5. Okay, so
Liberia and Burundi.
And this is exciting because Burundi has 1 point, so it means that now the difference is closer. It's just half a point. So Liberia has to try at least to win in some games, because if not, Burundi might catch it. So that's tricky. It's really close, guys. So I ask one more time in the chat, what do you think will qualify, Liberia or Burundi, to the next round? All the other teams are already qualified. Bahrain is also qualified, as is already 3-1 the match, so for sure he will catch at least 1 point. So the question is Liberia or Burundi. So
I'll
Roland,
keep everyone updated because I also want to know about the scores so far. So the scores hasn't been updated for Liberia versus Lebanon yet, but we have already seen some games, of course, where I think Lebanon already won 3 games more or less, and that means that Liberia is in dire straits. First, Burundi already has managed to win at least 1 game. Their Super Board 6 Deborah Niyonzima has won all games so far, and also her last game against Bahrain. So that means at least 1 board point for Burundi so far. Yeah.
All right, let's try to find boards here. So here, white one. So we have 1 point for Lebanon. Here we have 1 point for Bahrain. So okay.
So 0 points for Burundi.
Yes. Here we have a position still playing, and yeah, this is the position that we like, black, actually. So it's a potential 2nd point for Burundi. Here we have a point for Bahrain, so a 2nd point. And here we have the point for Burundi. Yes, Deborah from Burundi is by far the front line of the Burundi team, as she won all the games she played. And I guess, am I right, or is a big fail?
Yeah, you're right. This was Deborah. She is the 6 out of 6 right now. So this was the one that we mentioned. And also, actually, Bahrain already is safe for qualification. With this 3-1 lead, they have already qualified for the next match. And even if they lost, actually, they have a way more board points than the other 2 teams. So they already qualified before the match even started, actually. So I'll keep everyone updated. Qatar, by the way, has already a 5-0 lead against San Marino. And also Liberia has a 2-0 down against Lebanon so far. So that is, of course, the most important one. Gambia is winning the match against the Democratic Republic of Congo. 4 players, unfortunately, could not make it, and therefore it's 4-0 for Gambia against Dr. Congo. And then we have Gabon versus Mali. Gabon also 4-0 lead because Mali could not produce the last 4 board players, so they also already won the match.
Yeah, according to the chat, they say that they should be Burundi should be out anyway. I don't know. I guess they should make 2.5.
Burundi could still win on board points, and they also could still win if they make a tie against Bahrain. We are, of course, going to take a look at the last 2 games that have been played. And mind you, the tiebreak is 1.5 point board difference. So if Burundi can close that gap, then they also will qualify because they won their match against Liberia, which is the 2nd criteria. So first board points, then the head-to-head match, and Burundi won that head-to-head match.
Yes, and Burundi actually is very close because this game, is much better for black.
For black.
Yep. Yes, but not anymore now, probably, because I think black had to play rook here in order to take on e4 after knight take there.
You're correct. But after rook b6, knight takes c6. Black can still play a6. Okay, never mind. h6 played. Instead, okay, this should be equal. This should be a draw. But okay, time trouble is coming, so this should be good for That should
I
just be.
guess actually white is, yeah, it's okay. No, I guess it's pretty equal actually.
By the way, more results for Lebanon. Lebanon, Liberia is now 4-0 for Lebanon. So basically, Burundi needs so far only half a point if the other two matches. Well, yeah, Burundi needs to get as many board points as they can, at least,
Yeah, yeah.
to qualify.
Yes, they have already 1 point. I think that according to what I wrote in the chat, I guess that the 1 point is already inside the standings that you saw.
Yep.
I saw that 1.5 point is actually a full 1.5 point. So they have still to win. They have still to win one more game and to make a draw. Burundi.
According to my knowledge, I think the difference is 1.5 points and not 2.5 points.
Yeah, but might be that the point that Burundi scored in this round was already inside.
That might be true.
That's the point.
Ah, you're right. That's absolutely correct. Yeah. So they need to win one more game and
And to
a
make
half
one
point.
draw.
Yeah.
And if Liberia doesn't score any point, actually one to win to even to lose 2.5, 3.5 might be enough, as they would have the same individual points, and so they will go to the third criteria, that is the direct encounter between Burundi and Liberia that was won by Burundi. So it's really we are really close to that.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated. This is, of course, complicated, but we will try our best to show what's going on.
And
course.
actually, oh my god, we are so close. Here, black is leading, is a piece up, it's a full piece up, so might be that the player from Burundi will win this game. Instead, on the other board, this game might be very close. Oh, and it seems to be even. Oh.
This is not looking good for. Oh, rook b6. Rook b6 is still okay for black.
Okay.
Here, and then it should still be more or less an easy draw.
Yeah.
So nothing's
it's important to. They have to do 1.5 point, and so.
No.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No.
Yeah, not looking good for Bahrain now. For Burundi, if they would have drawn this, then they had the necessary 2.5 points. Actually. It's still possible. It's still possible. It's not so easy for white to win this. Well, actually, it is, but they still need to show. H4 looks like a very good move here for white. If not, then black can play H4, and then the H3 pawn will be forever a problem. So white needs to play H4 at some point.
I'm still shocked because such a blunder is costing so much at this last round, because we have all the data, and we know exactly what Burundi needed, and this is hurting.
H4 played very well done by the Bahraini player there. Yeah, H4. Now I think it's very easy to win this.
Yeah, because white is also able to create soon a pass pawn, and also the pawn on H5 is weak. I mean, white will go. Yeah, white is threatening to play rook h7, rook take h5. After which, the game will be just hopeless.
Yeah, then it should be over. That's so. You hate to see it, but that's sports, unfortunately. Yeah, mistakes happen. Yeah, so the Burundian player is losing, and that means that actually, can they catch? I don't think they can catch Liberia anymore then.
No, Liberia, I guess all the games are. I think they lost 6-0.
Yeah, Liberia, as far as I can see, is now 4-0 down still, unless the scores are updated. No, but they need 2.5 board points, and with this loss, there are only 2 games, and there's only 1 game left.
Yeah.
And so they can get a maximum of 2 board points. So that means that Burundi is out.
Yes.
It seems that Liberia is through to the next division. Ooh, okay. So Liberia or Burundi, you asked in the beginning. Seems to be Liberia at this point.
Yes, 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 definitely.
Yeah, and actually, you were correct. It was a 6-0 win for Lebanon. So Burundi, all they needed was 2.5 board points and they would qualify. But unfortunately, they cannot reach that anymore.
Yeah.
Oof.
So I guess this is the last game. Also, we I guess that Burundi won the game on the female board. Imagine a stalemate now.
Imagine if stalemate. Oh boy.
Oh, please, King H8 and H7, please. H7, go for it. No.
There are pre-move options as well. Let's see, it might happen. Will a miracle happen for the black player? For Burundi? Let's see. Okay, no, now it's over. Okay, white knows it. White knows
Okay. Let's believe.
White
Let's
knows it.
believe. Let's not. Let's believe. Yes, yeah.
6F7, there's no
No,
stalemate,
no.
but
It's a
we don't
huge
see it
mistake to
anymore.
take that pawn because it's your own. Your yeah. Okay, got nothing to do for Burundi, guys. I tried to, yeah, to have some show. Maybe a stalemate still. Giri could do that.
Giri could do that. The draw master. Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah. Yeah,
Let's see. Let's
Giri
see.
could do that.
Yeah, maybe the player for Bahrain is a paid actor that will make a stalemate here to give us a super extra show. Yeah, the most hilarious end up to this pool B. But it seems like he's just following the technique. He's going through, trying to give the cheese this mate. Okay, I guess that I guess that chat is right. The player from Burundi should try to ask a draw, but we could be so near to the mate.
Offer a draw. It's your last chance. Offer a draw. You still have a chance.
Offer a draw. I will also comment in the Chess.com. Offer a draw.
It seems though that the other board was also won for Bahrain, unfortunately. So even
Oh,
a draw would
I
not
was
have been
nearly
enough.
shocked. I was nearly shocked that that the game finished without a mate. I thought a draw was offered and was accepted, but not.
No,
The
one
player
Myra's
from
mate.
Burundi resigned,
Yeah.
and yeah,
So yeah, that means that the last game has been. Do we still have one more game actually, or do we? Or was this it?
I guess is over. We are. This was the last game, and actually, I mean, this was also so romantic to have this as the last game, as it was so critical for the standings. So everything was fitting, but sadly for Burundi, and luckily for Liberia, we have to say,
Of course.
Burundi lost 5-1 against Bahrain. I guess we have the results also here. We see.
Yeah. We will, of course, wait for the final standings to be updated and the final results as well, of course. So the final results are already available for us, so you can see it on the left of the board. So Burundi, unfortunately, yes, they are out of the divisions. They did not qualify for the fourth division because they lost 5-1 against Bahrain. San Marino, Qatar 5-1. Liberia, Lebanon 6-0 sweep. 6-0 sweep for Gambia against Dr. Congo. And Gabon 5-1 win against Mali. So we also have the final standings, it seems.
Yes,
So
we
take
have
a
it.
look.
We have it. So, as we can see, Lebanon qualified with 4 points, 18 points. They won all their games. Qatar is following with 15 points. Bahrain won the last match and qualified with 14 points. And Liberia, this is the right answer, Burundi or Liberia. Liberia managed to qualify, even losing the last round against Lebanon 6-0. So congratulations to the team that qualified. Burundi fighted so well, so also congratulations to all the team of Burundi that fighted until the last moment. yeah, to get half point more.
Yeah, that was such an exciting end of this pool. So yeah, Lebanon and Qatar and Bahrain more or less cruising through to the next division, and Liberia, Burundi playing for the fourth place. Ah, that was so exciting. So yeah, and actually, while we have the standings here, of course, we should also tell you about 2 hours from now, because in 2 hours from now, we will also have the coverage of Pool C, where we can also see there who will qualify for the next division, of course. So
Sure.
um, yeah.
So
Any final words? This was really exciting. I'm still having a little bit of adrenaline in my body.
yeah, me too. I feel it as well because it was so close really to yeah, until the end we could not predict who was going to qualify from between Liberia and Burundi, and this is exactly exciting. What makes this exciting because we got to follow the game until the last. A stalemate could be. Chess is a game full of possibility. Everything can still happen until it's not over. Until it's no, it's not over until it's over. So yes, always.
I think you found your motto. It ain't over until it's over. That's
Yes,
yours.
that's my
That's
motto.
yours.
Definitely, I love this. So yeah, and as Roland said, we are going to be back in 2 hours because other three last round are going to take place. This time will be the Pool C. Here we have the current scoreboard. As you can see, there are a lot of teams fighting, so I think also this one is going to be quite exciting. The numbers are quite close to each other, so I guess we are going to see some fight. What do you think, Roland?
Yeah, it will be exciting again. There will be still, well, there are actually a lot of players that can still qualify.
Yeah,
Of course, Cyprus in the lead, they are more or less already qualified, I would say. Yeah, they won all their matches so far. But then, of course, Aruba, Haiti, Libya, they have a good chance to qualify. But don't rule out countries like wow,
Mauritania.
Mauritania and St. Lucia. Those are also, they can
Yeah.
also still qualify.
And also
Um,
Cape Verde is not too far away from in
even Cape Verde, yeah, Cape Verde has one player who's actually really strong, one of the strongest players in the Pool C. Maybe he can carry Cape Verde to the next division. Yeah, and actually, also we should thank our sponsor, of course, Gazprom, for sponsoring this event.
yes, sure. Thank you for partnering for us. And yes, guys, I guess we are ready for take a break. We will be back in 2 hours. So write in your calendar, actually in your agenda, also on your hand. You can write 7 p.m. Central European Time. You are going to come back. It's in less than 2 hours. So grab some food, some water, some drinks, popcorns, as Roland suggested, and yeah,
Uh-huh.
and be ready for the last 3 rounds. Roland, find some final words.
Yeah, well, yeah, this was a lot of fun, Pool B. I really hope the Pool C will give us as much excitement as this pool. So, yeah, like Alessia said, grab some popcorn, grab some beers, and then in 2 hours, we will be back with the coverage of Pool C. See you in 2 hours, everyone.